Freilichen Lag Baomer, everyone. We are standing at the night of Lag Baomer, and it's Parshas Emor Chayir, and Lag Baomer has many very, very great day. First of all, why do we celebrate Lag Baomer? There's two reasons. A reason of Pinigla, a reason of Kabbalah, of Chassidus. The reason according to Nigla why we celebrate Lag Baomer is because the students of Rabbi Akiva start passing away. Why did they pass away? Because they did not treat each other with proper respect. The Rebbe asks a question: how is it possible that the students of Rabbi Akiva, which were in such a high caliber, didn't show proper respect one to another? And the Rebbe explains that it's not talking here that they were fighting over who gets the, who gets the apartment, who gets the highest position in the shul. They were fighting over which way is the right way to serve the Eibishter. And being permeated with stuff because they were such great people, and because they took Yiddishkeit very, very seriously, and whatever they did with their utmost passion, like Rabbi Akiva, were served the Eibishter with a very great passion, the level of Mesiras Nefesh. He was waiting his whole life for Mesiras Nefesh. So when they see someone else, another Jew, everyone has their own derech na'avodas Hashem, and they say in Shabbos, when they see another Jew serving the Eibishter a different way, so because they believe in they take Yiddishkeit so serious, and they believe in helping another Jew, right? They were taught by Rabbi Akiva, they have to go and help another Jew and teach him what's the right way, so they get they're not able to have respect for someone that they feel doesn't, follow the derech, but they believe is true. And that leads to disaster. So the lesson is that obviously Yisrael doesn't only apply to matters of, are theoretically trivial matters like physical matters or things like that. But the idea of obviously Yisrael is that even when something you really believe that al pi Torah you're 100% right, the other person is making fundamental mistakes in the derech of avodas Hashem, your obviously Yisrael has to be a proper obviously Yisrael, means they're able to tolerate someone else, even someone you believe is making a serious error in the way he serves the Eibishter. And that is what it says. That was the difference between Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai and those few Talmidim that remained alive after this story of the 24,000 students of Rabbi Akiva passed away, and the students of Rabbi Akiva. The students of Rabbi Akiva that passed away, they were their connection, their devotion was so intense they weren't able to tolerate other people. The Chiddush of Rashbi is, the Rebbe explains, to reveal godliness down here. Rashbi, it says that Mochatzti Vaniyarpa, there's a pasuk that says, the Eibishter says, I made a mechitza, I made a division between spiritual matters, physical matters, Vaniyarpa, and I will heal the division. So it's explained that there's a division between spiritual matters and physical matters. That's why the Eibishter created the world. And Rashbi was the one that was able to break the boundaries, was able to reveal the deepest secrets of Torah, godliness within the world in a revealed manner. So Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai's motive wasn't to, be so intense that you can't tolerate the world. On the contrary, to be able to deal with the world and bring godliness down into the world. We find that same story with Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. He was 12 years in the cave. He comes out of the cave. He sees people for 12 years. He was living in a spiritual oasis, whatever you call it. He was completely removed from worldly affairs. He was living on miracles, had the boxer tree, had the water, spring of water created for him. They were sitting and learning Torah the whole time in the cave. They come out, they see people working, and Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai holds they're not supposed to be working, it's supposed to be Torah Sinos, it's supposed to be completely involved in Torah. How are you going to make a living? It says you'll be totally devoted to Eibishter, Goyim will come, they'll do the work for you. So Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai says, Torah Matayala, what's going on over here? What are these people doing? And the Gemara says, the Chachamim tell us that they looked at the world and they burnt up whatever they were seeing. So the Baskel came out from heaven, a voice said, you came to destroy my world, go back into your cave. They went back into the cave for a 13th year, and after the year, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, Rabbi Lazar, but Rabbi Shimon was still fired up against the world. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai taught him no. He taught him, he says, Dai Leila Mani Vat, whatever the Lashon, it's enough. You have to appreciate that even people that are not on our level, they're serving the Eibishter according to their level, they're fulfilling a purpose. He was able, the Rebbe explained that after being in the cave for an extra year, he reached an even higher level. When he was able to appreciate, able to bring godliness down and see the godliness that's inherent in the lower levels of creation as well. So that's the idea of Rabbi Akiva, of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, breaking the boundaries. Breaking boundaries is also obviously connected with Avos Yisrael. Mitzad Pnimis HaNeshama, Mitzad essence of the Jews' Neshama, all Jewish people are equal. And the true Avos Yisrael is Mitzad Neshama. And so that's one thing the students of Rabbi Akiva passed away in Lag BaOmer. The other reason, which is the reason why Lag BaOmer is such an intense simcha, Mitzad the reason the students of Rabbi Akiva passed away, Rav Dafka understood why it's such an intense simcha. The Ikar reason is that Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai himself commanded on the day that he passed away, he wants to be a day of intense celebration. Why? Because this was the day that he reached the highest spiritual connections with David. The day of passing for him wasn't the day of sadness, on the contrary, it was the day of joy. And he wants everyone to be happy. Why does he want everyone to be happy? Because Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai said that if I have the ability to lift it as kol ha'olam kulam min, then I have the ability to take away judgment from the whole world. Obviously, if someone has the ability to do something, he wasn't just saying about a potential that he has, but obviously he's using out his potential. And he's connected with every Jew, so he wants every single Jew to be connected to him in order to be able to realize that potential. So Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai wanted that he should have the day of his status. What was as a ufketon? What was accomplished in the day that he passed away that he was so excited about? He said that all the days that I was living in this world, and uniting the David with one said, but today was the day that he reached his ultimate connection with David. He became completely one with David. What's the hira for us? The lesson for us is, for Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, is that Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai represents bringing godliness down, the highest revelations, right? They have a question, why do we like bonfires and like Baomer? A good question. Simply, it's because it's a way of celebration. Some people wrote that you light the bonfires to represent the light of the secrets of the Torah that Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai revealed the day that he passed away. It's a nice drasha, I don't know. So he's got not. Another pshat you could say, he said, Be'achida, Be'lehita, Be'estapis, he was connected to Eibush like a fiery flame. But the Nikuda is that Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai passed away on Yud Chasir. What is the sphere of Yud Chasir? Hoid Shebahoid. Hoid means beauty or light, splendor. Hoid Shebahoid, the light of the light. He reveals as in his Zohar, Maskilim Yaziru Kazoyre Reki, his idea is to bring light into the world. So the idea of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai was to reveal the utmost more than many other sages. The Rebbe says, in a certain sense, the suffering of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai was even greater than Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva was killed by the Romans, right? They combed his flesh, Achman al-Islam, with iron combs, and they killed him. But Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai they didn't kill, but for 13 years, at least 12 out of the 13, he was forced to hide in a cave. And the Rebbe says that, we find in the Gemara said that someone that has continuous torture is considered worse than death. It says B'Chanan and Mishal Nazariah that they were thrown into the fire because they didn't want to deny, they didn't want to bow down to the statue, Avodah Zarah. But if they would have flacked them, if they would have Ilo Nagdul, B'Chanan and Mishal Nazariah, they would have gave them Malchus. We don't know if they would have, yeah, they would have bowed down. What's the difference? Because like this, you're thrown into the fire, okay, it's not a fun, my friend. But it's a one-time thing, it's over. But when you have a continuous torture, it's much harder to deal with. Pasha Begashmas. So Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai for 12 years was hiding in the cave. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai was taken killed, but it was a one-time thing. He was hiding in the cave, he suffered. But on the other hand, the Alter Rebbe said, Rabbi Hillel Parasha says the name of the Alter Rebbe, that in front of Neshamis, great Neshamis like Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, they never experienced the destruction of the Beis HaMikdash. The same light, physically, you could say he suffered. Spiritually, it didn't make a difference to him at all. Spiritually, he was living the same revelation as during the Beis HaMikdash. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai gives the Yid the koyach that despite the fact that he's in Galus, he should be able to experience the utmost connection with the Eibusher. You have to realize Moshe Rabbeinu was at a time when Jewish people were in their prime. Now, Shpi was in a time of terrible, intense persecution. And Dafke, the fact that in such intense persecution reveal the deeper secrets of the Torah shows on a certain level was greater than Moshe Rabbeinu. But Taka revealed great things, but yeah, the Jewish people in a much higher state anyway, physically, spiritually. They were in the desert, they were living on miracles, etc., etc. But the Nekuta is, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai is in of oil of light, of bringing an intense light into the world. And that light means completely one with the Eibusher. That even when things, even Sai when it came to learning Torah, Terasei Mnasi, learn Torah non-stop. The Rebbe said, what does that mean to us? That means to us that when you're learning Torah, shut off your WhatsApp, shut off your phone, close the door and sit and learn. You're learning only for 10 minutes, a half hour. But those 10 minutes, it should be Torah Moshe. Nothing else should exist in your world. Also, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, by him he was completely one with Eibusher throughout. The Rebbe said that means that a Yid, whatever happens in life, he should be connected with Eibusher. Whatever he eats, he drinks, he should feel godliness in it. He shouldn't do it for the sake of physical benefit. He should do it for the sake of connecting himself with Eibusher. Kol Masach Kol Shem Shemaim. Whatever goes on in life, you should learn a lesson in Avodas Hashem, that the Hashgacha Pratis, etc., etc. But also another nekuda is that Rashbi revealed the pneumius, the most inner parts of a Jewish person's soul, and the innermost parts of Torah. He revealed in an open way. This year's Pei Aleph is Ploi Sarenu, right? So we have a pasuk, Gal Einai Varenu L'Fnois B'Torah Secha. Gal Einai means open my eyes. It's also Gal is lag, like Baomer. To see neflois, to see wonders of your Torah. Rashbi was able to reveal the secrets of the Torah, that you saw them in an open way. Like this, usually there's the revealed parts of Torah. Torah looks like a story, a Maisa, Avraham, Yaakov, Yitzchak. And then you can understand this pshat. But Rashbi, when you look at the story, you right away saw, he was able to teach you the story in a way that you saw within the Gashmis of it. You saw the Ruchnis, he connected the two. Separate parts of Torah, Rashbi made them one. But the same thing means by a Jew, we could have a Jew that he serves the Eibusher, it's all good, but he's a separate existence. I was created to serve my Creator. There's me and then there's my Creator. One is in the service of the other, but they're two separate things. Rashbi was the avodah that he was completely one with the Eibusher. That was what he was celebrating along Baomer. And every Jew has the ability to celebrate that, even when things happen which attack it crazy, but the Jew still has to be connected with the Eibusher. That's also connected with Pashas HaShavua. It says, Emer el Akenim b'nei Yaron v'amarta, the double expression regarding the mitzvah said to the Kohanim that you should say to the Kohanim. It says twice, Emer v'amarta, you should say, v'amarta, and again it says you should say. So what does it mean you should say twice? So it says that you should tell Lahazir Gedolim al-Aktanim, you should tell great people, you should tell adults, they have the importance Lahazir. Lahazir means literally to warn. To make sure that young Kohanim shouldn't do things that they're not allowed to do as a Kohen. Even a Kohen as a child can't become impure with the dead and so on and so forth. So Lahazir Gedolim al-Aktanim. So the Rebbe says Lahazir is Miloshin Zohar v'Oir, light, the whole Sfira, right? We're counting Sfira Seimer. What does Sfira mean? L'sfartim lochem Evan Sapi, you should shine. When you serve the Eibusher, you should shine. And not only that, you should make another Jew shine. When you're bringing another Jew closer to Torah, maybe I'm adding this on my Yom, it's probably true. You need to do it in a way, Lahazir, you warn him, you tell him if you don't do it, who knows what's going to happen to you. You're in a broil, in a pit of oil, whatever it might be. But then there's Lahazir Gedolim al-Aktanim. The Chiddush of Rashbi was to reveal the light, to reveal a connection to Eibusher. It should be in a way of shining light, Hoyd Shabahoyd, a luminous way. And the kid is that our Chachamim tell us, Tay Rashbi l'smich lo b'shas adchak. You can rely on Rashbi at a time of need. Simply it's talking about in certain cases in Halacha, Rashbi's unique opinion, but in the time of need you can rely on his opinion. The Rebbe said, when do we have a bigger dechak? When are we more in a tight situation than now, than the time of Golus? And Kedai Rashbi l'smicha, you can lean on him, right? The Halacha is when you lean on an animal, smicha. The Rebbe writes, smicha rei b'chol koich, when you lean on something, when you lean on an animal, you have to put all your might on it. When you brought a curb, you have to lean on the animal. So you have to lean, put all your might, completely rely, connect yourself with Rabbi Shimon. And the Chiddush of Rabbi Shimon is, the Rebbe says, to finish off with this thought, he said, the Zohar, final look it up, it's Zohar Bereishis Ayin Beis, he says over there, that when you'll see, on some whatever he says, when you see a rainbow in bright colors, Kedein the tzapil l'rayla the Mashiach, then you should await the feet of Mashiach, you should wait Mashiach's coming. What does it mean a rainbow in bright colors? So Chassidus explains, there's actually a story with the father of the Heilig Yerushaner, Shalom that he saw. Rabbi went out of prison, he was miles away, there was no communication, there was no one messaging. Then he said, the Rabbi Zareh, he said, Rabbi came out of prison. They asked him, how do you know? He said, I saw this rainbow which the Zohar speaks about, this Keshes Begavim and Nehirim. And I know I see Mashiach didn't come, so the only other thing it must be is that the Alter Rebbe went out of prison. Because the Alter Rebbe went out of prison was the prelude to the coming of Mashiach. Chassidus explains a rainbow is what? A rainbow happens, there's a block, light comes, shine of the sun, and the rainbow and the cloud blocks it. So what happens when it blocks it? It's a good thing that's the end of it. No, but the blockage of the cloud causes a reflection of light. What Chassidus calls the reflection of light. So the blockage, the darkness, produces even a greater, a much more beautiful light. So the idea of Rashbi, it says, the idea of Mashiach will be that he will be transform the darkness into light. That's the idea why it says that Mashiach will make even tzaddikim to do tshuva. Because he'll take the even tzaddikim, the taka serve the Eibishter. You can have a tzaddik gomer, but he's a Metzias. He feels his own existence. When Mashiach will come, he'll feel, the same way Baal Tshuva feels remorse over his sins, a tzaddik will feel remorse that he's a separate existence, so to say, from the Eibishter. And that itself will transform his existence. The Mahapach Choshech will transform his existence and connect him to the Eibishter. And connect the Yeshus, transform into Gilei Elokus. So the Rebbe says, just to finish off with this point, that this is the idea of Mashiach. Mashiach will, the way to prepare for Mashiach is by transforming negative things into Kedusha. And one thing Chassidus says, interesting thing, what does it mean very practically? Chassidus says that you have something that challenges you from your Avodas Hashem. So one approach is that you'll get stuck, another approach is you'll overcome it. But there's a third approach. The third approach is dafka because there's a challenge that's mu'urid by you, your Mesiras Nefesh, and awakens by you the midas and nitzachon, that where you see that the things that are so crazy make no sense. Not that you could give in, or you could just go further. But the word is that itself brings out within you the desire to go even more. That spiritually causes the negative things themselves to be transformed into good. Because they themselves, just like a Baal Tshuva, it says, why is Deinis not so like the Zachias? How does Alter Rebbe say, why the Avedas turn into mitzvahs? Because the Avedas themselves cause them to reach a much greater, intense desire to cleave to Hashem, which the regular mitzvahs didn't do. So the Avedas cause the mitzvahs, so they get transformed into mitzvahs. So if the negative things itself propel you to serve the Eibishter even more, do you transform darkness to light? The Eibishter should help. We should merit the coming of Mashiach now. We should see the light of Rashbi. We should illuminate our life, physically, spiritually, transform all darkness to light.
And the people injured?
People injured should be healed, and there should be no more tragedies. And Rashbi can turn fire. Rashbi is miracle of B'shas Chak. So we should, for once and for all, we should make an end to this goal. Let's take it from the Atmanish.
Oh man.